Karim, your new recording draws together composers never normally seen on one disc, let alone in the concert hall. Can you tell me what inspired you to plan this program, and is there a common thread running through it?
There's more than one theme, but the CD is called Legacy because I'm very interested in how composers influence each other, sometimes directly, if they're studying with a great master like William Byrd or Schoenberg, or indirectly in the way that Schoenberg felt that he was continuing Brahms's work, as well as Beethoven's work, and as well as the great Austro-German tradition that he felt he belonged to. But Brahms especially was a favorite of his.
What's been the reaction when people hear this music played in the concert hall? Have you, I can't think of anybody else who's doing that at the moment. So what's been the reaction of the audience?
Well, I think the music's so amazing that if you played it on a toy piano, it would probably have something to offer at least. They were much more pragmatic about the choice of instruments that they had in those days. They had more keyboard instruments than we have today. And certainly William Byrd, I think, would have known 6 or 7 different keyboard instruments, and the evidence is he wouldn't have cared which one he used most of the time, unless it's an organ where there's clearly writing for pedals and you need that third part. But otherwise, if it's just for 2 hands, it was whatever was available. And had there been a piano, I think they would have been very happy with it. I think the pieces change when you change the instrument. But to my ears, I'm combining both the harpsichord world and the consort world to bring something new with this.
Now, you've just established a new ensemble in Jordan.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
I left Jordan in the year 2000 when I was 11 years old, and since then I've played, several times. So I'm not directly in touch, but I felt that it's time for me to be more active there. And I've sensed a growing interest in classical music in Jordan. We're having a project this year of 4 concerts, where in each concert we will feature a Jordanian soloist.
Karim, can you tell us a little bit about some of the artists that you admire, or artists who have influenced you?
Well, the second Viennese stuff that's on there, I can't really talk about second Viennese music in my life without mentioning my introduction to it, which was through Daniel Barenboim and the West Eastern Divan, when he asked me to learn the Berg Chamber Concerto, and we've been playing that on and off for the last 10 years or so. I would say the main thing he always insisted on in rehearsals is absolute discipline with anything from rhythm to text to dynamics. But the main thing is for it not to sound academic and to have full emotional expression that you get in any 19th century work. With the 16th century music, my main influence was Lawrence Dreyfus and his ensemble Phantasm. They make this music sound modern. I've been to several of their concerts and listened to most of their recordings. The idea is to make it current because actually, whether it's consort music or choral music or keyboard music, we don't hear enough of 16th century or early 17th century English music at all. And so much of it sounds like it could have been written in the last 100 years at times. Specific elements, especially the rhythm.
It must be important to maintain a sort of balance between what could be considered work and seeing friends and, relaxing a bit. Do you have time for that?
I keep trying to get this right, but sometimes there's just too much to do, and your social life does get sacrificed. Other times, it's very important to make sure you're talking to another human being if you're practicing all day,
Yes.
just for your own sanity.
A work in progress there.
Yeah, work in progress for me, definitely. But I do think it's very important to have a life outside music. Top tip would be to make it your mission to walk into a room and have no one guess that you're a musician. If you can achieve that, then you've got a sane balance. But it's very hard for classical musicians to do that.
Karim, thank you very much.
Thank you.